Gotta turn my mic on. Hey Kanuki, how's it going? So we're gonna try some things here. Try and get this stuff working. So first thing I need to do is figure out where my borders of epicpen are. So this is the corner. So let's try and get this corner to match up with the screen. Yeah, pretty much. I've got the thing already set up, so just need to lock everything in place, because I don't play in full screen mode, so it's not easy to match everything exactly to the screen here. Okay, so let's see. Does this work? Sweet. I think that's working, right? You guys can see me drawing on here. Draw different colors. Cool. So everything should be working. Okay. So we can go into... We're going to start with the lubricated lawman match. This was the first match of the season for us. And we're just going to start the replay and go into our offense here. I've got a couple offensive drives picked out already, Kanuki, on my team. That are good starting points. I can look at yours too, though. We'll do a couple of them. But I think I remember these ones had like good offenses, so they're good ones to start with. Pros like a mess. Yeah, that's certainly a thing. Yeah. Yeah, so let's have a look at his setup and then talk about what an offensive drive wants to happen. And start with that. Okay, so offensive drive. Hey Tomo, how's it going? So he's given me, this is your generic, you know, protect 5 formation. Generic, which means that all the flanks are open for us to go up if we wanted to. Ideally, we're gonna want to hit all 3 of these guys down. And probably blitz one of the 3 front guys, because it's really hard to get to the back 5 in a protect 5 formation. This guy here has guard, so he's probably the best target for us. And our team does have a mighty blow yet? I'm not sure if we had a mighty blow at this point or not. He has a mighty blow, so we're kind of scared of this guy. But in general, like, we could go for the flanks here, but if we took our position, say, like, somewhere up on the flank in this region, it's going to be really easy for him to force us to score early. So if we get this way, we're going to have to score early. And if we wanted to score early, that's a good spot to go to. But usually you don't want to score early in Blood Bowl because of the way the timer works. Right, you want to score as close to the top end of the timer as possible, if you can, because it gives your opponent the least amount of time to score then themselves. And if they score on 8, you don't get the ball back at all. So our main goal for this drive is going to be to hit down these 4 guys in pink here, or at least the first turn, and just set up a defensive line. Okay, so let's have a look at where we set up for this. Okay, so I don't have Mighty Blow yet, so that was later. One of these catchers picks up Mighty Blow, this guy. We have guard, though, on the team, so we can use our guard to get easy hits on these 3 middle guys. And then the other thing that I wanted to do with this offense... let's get the kickoff here. So the other thing I wanted to do with this offense here was just get some vanity pass SPP on the 2 catchers. Because one's at 7, the other's at 10. So if I can just keep a solid line at the front here, then vanity passing is going to be possible. So let's see what we do here. Oh, this is a quick snap. Okay, I was wondering why I'm moving players. and not picking the ball up. Okay, so turn 1. We have... Okay, that's how you get rid of it. Ah! Okay. So, let's look at our position here. So... Got a solid front line at the moment. We have the ball kind of covered, but not really. But if you count like squares from his best players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He can reach with GFIs to this line with his catchers. If you go along this thing. So the ball's relatively safe. So we're just gonna see what our hits do. go with it for a bit. Note how all the angles I'm hitting at on this line are in directions where, so like this hit was in this direction, which led to this guy going up here. So directions here, this one can go to this square. Directions where you can get a second hit on them if you need to. Then this guy will be hitting another diagonally like this. It's worth noting that that's a good thing to do. I'm gonna use our blitz on the guard now with block. Okay, so here I guess we'll stop here and then we'll look at this. So again, we want a solid front line, so the only angles he can get through this are he can come along the edge here and along this edge. We've got a solid line here and here, kind of preventing him from coming through us. His blitz target could be this loner. He's the most isolated target. And that would then open up a path into this region of the pitch. But again, his players aren't that fast, so they can't like reach where the ball is currently. But that's like the weakest area of the pitch right now. And again, our plan right here is to just waste some time off the clock here. So that's kind of what we're trying here. Next thing that's happening is I'm gonna try and vanity passive Dynast. And I said, like, since this was the weakest portion of the pitch, we're gonna do it in the middle of the pitch. And that's where we went. Okay. Oh, it's auto cam. Can I change that setting? No auto recentering. Cool. Okay, so this was also another point I wanted to make here. So note that this down player here on the floor has no exit plan at the moment because this angle is a 3+ dodge, and so is this angle. So that's why he's blitzing this guy. So this guy was like, instead of, see how this guy was backwards and this guy was one square upwards, instead of being, say, like in this square or this square? That was literally just to make this dodge angle harder. And he then, you know, chose to just make his dodge out easier and set up defensively. So our goal, I guess, in this drive is turn 6 or 7 to be going past him. Right, so we want turn 6 and up. This is when we want to go. So until we get to turn 6 and up, we're not gonna do anything crazy. Unless he forces it on this offense. So we wanted to get this guy out. We realized that we don't need to get him to escape because he's providing a nice assist on the player we wanted to hit anyways. And we're just gonna, again, set up our lines so that he can't easily punch through us and do another vanity pass, I think. You see, we're just trying to waste our time. Nothing crazy here. We lose a player, so it's back to even on the pitch since we had KO'd one of his. No reason to panic yet. Come on, there we go. Okay, so what's the problem here on our offense? Like from our offensive perspective. So this guy is kind of trapped. There's 1, 2, 3 people based with him. Everyone else is kind of like open, so we can only hit 2 people this turn. One thing we can do is we could hit this dodge guy this way and get an extra hit from him. Or we could hit this loner downwards in this diagonal and get an extra hit that way. So always one of the things you want to look for is generating extra hits and angles where you can push people into a second hit are usually better hit angles than not. I believe our guard guy is going into this square here because he wants to just give guard to both of these hits, and we can then hit this guy sideways or something like that. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so I blitz this guy so I can get a hit on this guard, I think. So if I get a knockdown here, I can put an extra assist on this guard. So that's the extra hit we were generating. This way. Ooh, I'm surprised why I didn't go and just assist this guard. That's probably a mistake. Unless I really wanted to hit the blodger. I don't usually think hitting blodger is great. Oh my god. Hey. Okay. Okay. So, we hit blodger. It wasn't great. But he's down on the floor now. I could foul him. 1, 2, 3 players with a loner, a lineman. Not the craziest idea in the world. But we're just gonna decide to keep him kind of based up and controlled. So let's talk about this line we have here. So where is the edges he can come past? So he can come past this part here and around on this side here. Right, so that's kind of like the edges of our line here. And this guy started in this square here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can GFI for pressure here. But no one else really is going to pressure this tackle guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, another GFI to hit this way. So he has options on this left flank. Left flank's kind of weak here. Maybe this thrower could have been like 1 square to the right in this square, and that might have been a little better. It would have been harder for him to get any hits over here. The right side's pretty strong because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He could GFI to pressure this way, but that's the only player providing pressure. And it's not like too bad pressure. And then the rest of the line here is pretty solid, especially this region of the pitch. Very, very hard for him to get anything going on this right side of the pitch. And again, we don't want to do anything except stall for time still. We're not intending to get above him. Okay, so this thing that he did here was great. He chain pushed his own body out into a place he can easily pressure. He's already used his blitz to do it, but he is going to be able to pressure the cage a bit. So what we're going to have to think of is, on our next turn, how do we unpressure ourselves? Because this guy's kind of in our way, and he's going to be pressuring us from the right side. And that leads to the main point of Pro Elf offense, which is keep switching sides. Your opponent's going to keep on trying to get in front of you, and if they ever make a mistake in positioning, you can completely use your 8 movement and 7 movement guys to get past them. Okay, so here's our starting position for this turn. Things we notice, right? So here's a hit, and here's a hit. So we have 3 free hits this turn that are all pretty good non-blodge players, with 2 of them having block if we want. We want to get away from this guy here. And ideally, we're probably blitzing this pressure, because then the ball can move up in this direction, away from the pressure. And then as long as we set a solid line in front over here, there's no real going to be any threat to the front of the cage here. And we still have 1, 2, 3 unbased players and potentially a 4th unbased player over here to work with. So I'm pretty sure that what we're going to do is we're just going to take our hits that we can and then try to move the ball left. Because again, the kind of key point to this offense is just keep the ball moving out of pressure and wasting time until we can open a gap in his defense. Right now there's no gap yet. Like, we could get as high up as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could maybe get to like this line. Let's write this in. Maybe we could get to like this line if we pushed as hard as possible. But we're probably more likely to just be a few further back because we don't need to go that hard this turn. And if you guys want to suggest anything like that we can talk about on these turns, go ahead and chat, because we can always like talk about some things like why I chose to do something over something else, or if you think there's a better line or something. I think on this turn, like, there's not really any better lines because there's so many free hits that we want to take. Okay, that push is annoying. I seem to recall that push being annoying when I did it. Okay, so this is where we're ending the turn, I think. So let's have a look at this. So, turn did not go as we wanted. We've got protection on the ball mostly. I wonder if, actually, one sec, if that guy goes 1 square further. He doesn't, okay. So, in terms of this... Yeah, sorry. Muting you guys so you don't have to hear the copier go. Photocopier. So yeah, in terms of this line, we're gonna be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's out of range here. Max he can get with GFIs is to this square. So that's something that's good. Then this is kind of solid here, this line. And then he's kind of giving, we're kind of giving up a bit of like, a bit of like this space here for him to pressure. So it's going to be hard for us to go back to the right. But there's some good stuff going here. This is kind of solid. And this guy's going to be a solid line here too. So we've got options. Oh, clear. So that's kind of like what I did this turn. Just move to the left. He's going to be able to generate a hit here relatively easily, but there's still going to be a solid line of elves. Looks like he's just going to go all base in the middle now. But not completely. Okay, so let's see where we're starting our turn at. Okay. So here's our turn start. So things that can happen here. There's a little bit of room here. Maybe quite a lot of room up here. And so he's kind of baiting. Like, I'm pretty sure at this point that he's baiting me to go into that space. All his high movement players are very central here. So, like, he still has control of the whole pitch from the middle. We have a free hit here. And potentially here and here. If we want. So we could try to, like, just take back the middle of the pitch on turn 5. As we said earlier, that we're not really looking forwards to go forwards until turn 6 and on. So I think we're just going to try and take back the middle of the pitch here. Take our hits. Again, pushes are less than ideal, but we have extra hits on him. It's always nice to have those extra hits. And here we kind of make a little mistake. So let's talk about this, what happens here. So we got a little too compact here. Like, we don't have control of large areas of the pitch. Very, very small area of the pitch that we're controlling. In addition, this square is incredibly weak. He just pops this guy out of the way. And then has kind of like a path in onto our cage. He also has potential to maybe come around the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So like this catcher can easily come around the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And hit the ball. His tackle's still a little far away, so that's a good thing. But, kind of a weak setup for us. Guard here is really nice. So guard's gonna be good here. But, we'll see what happens. Oh, it's clear. Again, we have 3 turns left, so we start thinking now about... From this point on in a drive, our goal is literally, how do we get this catcher to the end zone now? Because we don't have time left to just sit back. So he came for the 1 dice from the back. It didn't end up working. Again, we said this was kind of a weak area. It could come around either side. But now we're going to see now the actually difficult part of offense, which is how do you bust through an elf screen? Okay, so let's have a look at this one now. Alright, so we look at the opponent and the area he's controlling. So let's say he's controlling this area. Here. And then he's kind of making it difficult to go through here, but not incredibly. So when we look at the pitch, where do we want to end up on our on this turn? Because we have to, we're in crunch time now. You know, 6, 7, 8. Not much time left. We have to get scoring threats in play. Now with elves, we could just decide to put some catchers behind him and keep the ball relatively safe in the back and then pass to it. But it's usually better if you can just run the ball past them. And it looks like there's a bit of space here. So this is going to be the space we're aiming for. Trying to go up this flank. So we need to get the ball up the flank. Ways we can do that. So we can hit this guy off in this direction. We can hit this guy off in this direction. These 2 guys have dodge, so they're free to go. And that's without our blitz, so then we're free to like blitz towards the area where we're going, right? So this is going to be our blitz. So we're free to blitz in the direction we want to go, rather than having to blitz our ball free. So that's one thing to think about. We have a little path here to open up the area to the space that he's left us. And then we have dodge players and players free that can potentially get over here to protect. And as I say that, I do something completely different, which is fine. Again, like the space that he affords us is still there. Right, so there's still this space if we're not blitzing one of these guys. These guys as a pair, I guess, are pretty strong, so blitzing one of them is not going to change too much. So I guess this blitz opens up more players to move in this direction. So we'll say that this is the more support play rather than the weaker defense play. The other play would be like blitz here for weaker D. So weaker defense is blitzing in that direction. The more support blitzes in this direction because we open up more people to move with us, if that makes any sense. We also did it with a block player, which was a good idea because he didn't base our block player up. We knock the the threat out of the way in the direction we said we would, which then frees our ball to run into the space we had made. Luckily, the dodge player was able to dodge and get over there. Okay, so here's where we got to. We're controlling a decent portion of the pitch here. Here's our nice screen. He's not really got a way in on the ball here because of this guard placement. And we're also screening off the back pretty strongly. We got a bunch of players all around it. Things he can do is he can put up a generic elf screen in like this region. He needs to fill these columns. Those three in particular columns need to be filled to stop us. He's got this hit here for free if he wants it. And then he's got this hit here for free to open things up. He's probably not going to take this hit because this guy's kind of irrelevant. And this guy's going to come around and pressure. Pressure the back. So that's kind of like what we're looking at here in terms of what he can do to us. And what we have to think about as the offensive player is how are we busting through a screen if he sets a screen up? And the answer is, can he get a full screen? So Mighty Blow guy can definitely get to this side. Dodge guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can definitely get there. So he can fill this one. This one's definitely easy to fill. This one's relatively easy to fill. It's going to be getting 6 players up into this area that's going to be hard for him because he has... This guy's tied down. Although it's an elf, he can always dodge. But I think he wants to make this hit. This guy's moving this way already. So, I mean, he could have moved this way instead to make a screen better. But that's always interesting to note. He's not going in the direction of screening me. So it means he's trying to like hit some players here. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This guy with a GFI can make it back into here. So if he is able to get all these things in play, it's going to be really hard for us to like push our line all the way this way and do a reverse play to still be in scoring range. So we might just have to think about like pushing through on the sideline itself, which is always hard. Let's see what happens. So he's making the hits I thought he would make. He's set this guy up as an assist to make this hit. He's going to blitz the front of our cage and then try and screen with 2 players. And he's going to 1 in 81. So let's assume for a second that he didn't 1 in 81 this and just give up the drive to me. But this guy would be down. This guy would be down. He'd have a weak screen here because he'd only have 1 player here and like say 1 player covering the sideline and then 2 players here. So not the strongest of screens. And we're assuming that this doesn't fail here, right? So like from an offensive perspective, we're going to be able to like bring this guy over, bust through on the blitz, and then set up a screen, say, like in this corner with 1, 2, 3, 4 players at the best, at like the worst. So we're still in a very good spot this turn because we don't want to score. Remember, we're on turn 7 here, right? Turn 7. And we want to score 8. Because 2 turn. Easy. High elf. Right? So we can't score next turn. We literally cannot score next turn. Can I draw a cool robot? I can draw him in black and then you can't see him. We could draw a cool robot though. I don't know. I don't know if that's a robot. There we go. I'm not good at drawing. So he got the Kaz, but his defense kind of just like wilts now. Because as we point out earlier, we can now just form our beautiful cage up here. So we put a guy here. We blitz. We perform a screen, say up here. Ball is over on the side. We screen at the back with our thrower. And then we just need to screen like this guy a little better. So we could throw like another person somewhere like over here. And there's then pretty much nothing he can do to get to the ball here on this turn. And then even if we're even more ambitious, we could put another line like here to make this even stronger. And again, like, it's worth noting that, as I said, blitz this guy is the second thing. We're not actually going to do the blitz until after we've moved the safe moves first, because that's how you should play Blood Bowl. Move all your safe players first. Before rolling dice, you could quad skull. We just saw him 181, so it's definitely in my mind. And then why not just take a free 2 dice on a blodger end of turn. But we're talking about the offense part instead of the random hits at the back. So we have screen here, screen here, screen at the back. So, like, again, this is pretty much a set offense. His only player that can do anything is this guy. This is the tackle. And does he have any catchers here? He does. This is a catcher. Where's the other catcher? Off the pitch. Okay. Okay, let's get back to the drawing. So this guy has 5 movement. This guy has 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can get to base with his guy. So he's screened off enough that he can't blitz us unless he's willing to cut too many corners. So too many corners. He'd have to cut 1, 2... no. 1, 2, 3. Cut this corner. Cut this corner. 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's gonna have to cut 3, 3, 2 for a 1D. That's actually not terrible for him. Right, guys? Like 3-3-2 1D with the dodge skill. I'm pretty sure this guy has dodge. That's awful drawing. Pretty sure this guy has a dodge skill. He does. So he can go 3-3-2 with the dodge skill to get a 1D on the ball. And then he's hoping for the scatter to be like, it's gonna scatter this way. He needs a POW, stumbles, or both down. But really he needs a stumbles or both down. And he needs the scatter to then come out here or here into here. So very few scatter options for him to make this great. He's already cut off his only angle with that move there. So it looks like he's going to blitz this corner and then try and just put tackle on the ball. Base hauler guys up. Oh, never mind. He comes from the back. That's not what I expected. We put Mighty Blow on the ball. Get tackle in front of us. Get rid of the stunned. Why can't? Okay. Ah. Stupid dice roll. Okay. So, this is a good angle. Things we can do. This guy's in our way, but he's not on the ball. This guy is on the ball, so we need to hit him off. Then we can hit this way. And then run this way. That's the easiest way through. Least dice involved. And again, these all work on pushes. Switch you twice. Okay, that's cool. And we get through. So there we go. A good offense. So what were the main points of this offense? See if I can pause this. Oh, nice. So, the main point of our offense was keep moving side to side. So swapping sides back and forth will open up some things as they try to cover your movement. Especially when the majority of their team is slower than yours. Like, we have the same speed, right? High Elf and Pro Elf, basically the same speed team. But at that point, I had gotten one of his catchers off the pitch. And one of his blitzers stuck in the backfield. So and one of our blitzers was stuck in the backfield. So we had 1, 2, 3 players that were fast to push around him versus his only 1, 2 players in defense. So you're just going to like try and make mismatches in speed. Is the idea. So yeah, that was that turn. Okay. Yeah. Mostly timing wise. So we're gonna go to another one. Kanuki. This one maybe. Let's do yours. So let me find... Okay, how am I gonna find this league? G-Man... G-Man 2? Play and see. Okay, so we're gonna roast this one now. This damn catcher. We're just gonna quickly take an aside from this, and I'm gonna draw this thing in here. So this is a strength +1, and this is actually a 5 here, because he's a total lucker. Let's just like preface this with that. So which game are we going to, Kanuki? The dwarf one? 1-0? Or the underworld? The underworld? Why are these all saved? Dwarf was awful. Okay. Let's go to the underworld one. One where he loses. Are we on offense first or defense first? Do I have to like skip ahead? This looks like defense to me. We're skipping what I'm sure was a beautiful defense, where the ball is on the ground a lot, from what we're seeing. There is a wizard still. Okay. So this is the defensive setup for the opponent. So let's just have a look at what their setup is like. Okay, so strong front line, offset to the right. Protecting the 3 players that matter. 1, 2, 3. People that you can hit along here. It's really hard to hit any of this down because this is strength 4. Strength 5. This guy should be an easy hit. And then I guess... So let's talk strategy, right? So what makes this different for what makes this different from the previous game we looked at. So the previous game we looked at was offense in the first half, where you really want to end the first half 1-0 on turn 8. But this is a different starting point, right? So, and that the main point here is this part up here, right? So, since we have a touchdown already on defense, and it's 1-0, you all of a sudden don't care about the timer as much, right? Because even if you score on, say, 12 or even, say, 11 or 10, this is 2-0 around this time. Then on their side, if they're, say, getting it back here-ish, so say they're getting back around 12, they're unlikely to score before 14 or 13. 2-1. They have to score in like 2 to 3 turns. And then you get the same thing here, where we're 2-1 up, and you can score early to make it 3-1. So, like, when you have a 2-0 lead, you have all the world in your... Like, everything's yours. Don't worry about scoring early when you have a lead like this on your own drive. So that being said, Ganuki can just try to abuse this formation here and score early if he wants. So one thing we can note is there's a large amount of players in the backfield on the left-hand side. Right? A large amount of players. If you push this sideline super fast, right? Just really push this sideline. Like, maybe one of his guys can get over here. Maybe 2. They're not going to be doing much. So, like, you could super hard push the sideline and have a very good, easy score. Just give it to a catcher, run the ball up here somewhere. Don't worry about any of these guys. And score. That's like my first initial thought, is you're just gonna push the king. And then you cry when this happens. Because it's perfect defense. Okay. So this is now what we're looking at instead, and I'm just going to point out that this flank is still super freaking weak. So push the flank. He actually made it easier because he took a strong, solid line that's going to eat up a lot of blocks here and vacated it. Whoops. Away from the play. Okay. Sorry about that. We're back. So, what I see here is a very weak defensive formation to the two-turn. So this should just be a two-turn offense. This should just be a generic elf two-turn offense. Literally, not much I can say other than blitz this guy out of the way. Set your guys here, 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 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can't really do anything about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can't really do anything. So that's a good spot for the ball. Yeah, textbook Union 2-turn. This is a nice textbook Union 2-turn to go over. And then just like fill in like this area with more players so you have a double screen. And then it's over, right? Who can get to this square? Who can get to this square? So let's see. This is your assist. Say like here. Then this is your blitz. 1. I kind of want to do it from this angle. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's going to be hard to get all the way up to this square. So maybe you're going to try to go to this square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So blitz here. If you get a knockdown, you're good. If you don't get a knock, if you have to push, then it's a terrible angle to push from. Maybe this is your blitz, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or just end here with that guy. So let's erase that blitz. So that's our blitz then. Let's get rid of the arrow. And then you're left with this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can get up to here. And that's a pretty good screen. I'd like to get him one square further, so if you still have your reroll, you can do that. You blitz backwards? That cuts your movement out though, right? I think you're fine with a push this way. Right? You're fine pushing him. But yeah, I mean, that's always worth thinking about, right? I think you're fine pushing him like this. This is a catcher as well, so he can get pretty far. In fact, this is your scorer. This is the ball. Ball's on that guy. Okay, so let's see what happens. Stop talking about... That's kind of like the idea for this drive, I think. Ooh, hey, Herringzard. Arrows! How's it going, Herringzard? Yeah, this is fun. Ooh, and that stun means you had to run the long way around, so you can only get, like, a little bit of extra room. But that's not too bad. And the ball's not going up this turn. So it's kind of like a little bit of a slower offense than what I suggested. Okay. Diving tackle. Okay, let's switch you a few times. Okay. So where do we have here? So first thing I'm going to note is that this is not a screen. Right? No, that's fine, Herringzard. I don't mind. This is not a screen, right? So that's the first thing I'll note, is that this guy should be like a square up. Should have someone here instead of here. There's not really a scoring threat. Like, yeah, the blitzer's a scoring threat, kind of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 GFI. GFI to score. I believe hipster screen like this in playoffs. Yeah. So my idea was get a much harder screen and like actually try to score in 2 turns. So Kanuki's just taking it a little slower. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with going slower on your own offense. It's not a big deal. Like, the ball is super safe. There's nothing the underworld can do to get it. Elves have time. This is just a free hit you're giving up, but it's not a big deal because it's Blodge Step. And aside from that, like, I guess you left someone on the troll to keep his movement, which is fine. So the first thing we see is a goblin shooting the gap. I like his play here. He blitzes the right player. That's difficult. We'll talk about this in a second. We'll just see the whole thing. So there's definitely some nice things for this turn. Oh, Pal on the Blodge Stepper. You hate to see that. Okay. So, let's talk about what we see here. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll all the way back here. And we're going to note that there's absolutely no pressure. That's the furthest he can reach with multiple GFIs. So no press, which means we have all the time in the world. So that's the first thing. Nothing has to actually happen with the ball this turn. Then we look at what we can do up here. So this is a free hit with Mighty Blow Tackle on a goblin. I kind of want to hit that guy. 'Cause if we think about it, there's no dodge angles here. These are all 3+s. Right? It's going to be super hard to get him out if you're not blitzing. Can we get someone over here to help? Let's look. So we have 1, 2, 3. There's a goblin in this square, right? That I can't see behind the troll. Let me just make sure. Yes, there is. Okay. Lock camera. Okay, there we go. So, this sucks. Like, this path, not good. So let's erase it. If there wasn't a goblin there, it would be fine. So it's worth noting this is a good screen here. It's done a pretty good job at that. What else can we note? These guys, kind of weak. They're the only things on this side of the pitch, so like, if Kanuki wanted to like go this way, he could go pretty easily. Yeah, no dodge on this player yet because he's too strong. So, let's see. Things we could do. Can you manufacture a hit on this guy? Not easily. I guess no, technically you can. Right, so... if this is our blitz... right, because we have strength 4 as well. Even if you only push to this square... then you have this path into here. And then this guy can come this way. This guy can 3-2 out and come around. This guy can just stand up and just threaten this left-hand side of the pitch with all your players. Keep the ball safe in the backfield. And then threaten scoring threats over here. So just put scoring threats. Scoring threats over here, away from most of his team. Especially if you knock this guy down on a POW. Let's see what we go for. It looks like we're just gonna hold the ball in the back, take our free hit. I don't like follow. I'm just gonna point this out here. But this player should be surfed. Don't put your players in positions to get surfed. The ball is setting up here, I guess. That's okay. Thought it was the blitzer with sidestep. Oof. Again, there's no rush. Like, as I said, like, you could score really fast, and I think I would have set up to score really fast on this offense, but one die blitzing the goblin. Okay. I'm also just going to point this out quickly. So, let's count squares here. So you were in this square. And you blitzed like this. Right? For a 1D. And 1 movement. But you have 4 movement. 1 out of 4 movement is not all of your movement. So, if you did this instead... 1, 2, 3, blitz. That's a 2D. So unless you're using your movement with this guy somewhere better, which you didn't because you left him there, you had a 2D. For a single 2+ dodge. Okay, ball's still safe. Yeah, but 2D dodge is the same thing as taking a 1 dice Kanuki, except you have a built-in reroll. A dodge only fails on 2 ones, whereas a 1 dice blitz fails on a skull. Oh yeah, so ball's super safe. As long as he keeps the ball back here and there's zero pressure, there's zero reason for the ball to ever leave this half if he doesn't want to. Personally, I would have went for a faster score so that you could then, you know, make good use of your super awesome team and score 3 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns in this game. But, you know, keeping the ball back here is never a bad idea. So we're not going to, like, you know, disparage the fact that you're not scoring. You need the score on Brandy, okay. That is true. You definitely need the score on this wrestle strength catcher. And you would definitely be trying to get that score on him. Well, it's not the same Dreamify. Dodge has a built-in reroll. Blitz doesn't. Here comes the surf, here comes the surf. What? Okay, let me just quickly draw my feelings here. Ooh, let's put these in blue, because they're tiers. That's how I feel. That's how I feel with him not being surfed. But I guess he's blitzing the scoring threat. And there's a send-off. Let's pause here and see what we got. Okay. So again, there's no threat on the ball. So we have all the room to really work with here. So I'm gonna move up here. So things that kind of could happen this turn. I like hitting this guy with Mighty Blow. What else? These players... There's a lot of them, so you really can't go this way. Side cage left. I mean, you can get like a nice screen in here pretty easily. But like there's still a lot of players in front of you over there, so it's not the greatest of screens. I guess the goal is just spread him, right? Put scoring threats out and like on each of the 3 areas of the pitch. If you have a scoring threat in each of these 3 areas, he has to commit his team super wide. And he still hasn't shown any willingness to actually send people after the ball. So I'm not sure what the best play here is, but as long as you keep the ball safe, I don't think there's a wrong play. I like blitzing this guy. We get rid of him. That's a good thing. Ball staying back safe. That's perfectly fine. Not sure why we're screening a loner. Also, like, the scoring threats are kind of like bunched up, right? Not really a cage. This guy's still easily hittable. Not that there's any good players to hit him with. So that's kind of fun. Not really any scoring threats either. Like, I guess he technically counts as a scoring threat. There doesn't need to be any scoring threats this turn again. Like, there's no threat on the ball. There can be a threat on the ball this turn. And the troll stupids. Just vague in the vicinity. I like hitting this catcher. I think that's smart. So I would have tried to protect this catcher more. Maybe with this guy. He's gonna foul here again. Ball is now pressured. And he's screening off the scoring threat. Okay, so let's see where we're at. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, this guy can assist here. This guy can blitz this guy, and then you can score easily. So it's worth checking whether you have an easy score. So you can score with a handoff here. And again, you don't need to go straight line, just go around the goblin and then in. No dodges required. So it's worth noting that the score is possible this turn if you felt like you had to. Now let's talk about the pressure. So just this guy. This guy's not really pressure. So if he wants to dodge away, we're going backwards 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are like the regions we can reach with going for it. Just in this way, if we're dodging backwards first, which is the correct dodge for the dice, like to only have 2 pluses, we can reach up to this the 6 line here. So I'm pretty sure that's with 2 GFIs as well. So from here to here is a 3+ pass. And that's kind of sucky. So in terms of the score, like the score can happen up here if you're willing to throw the dice up there. Like that part of the score is easy, but you are going to require a 3+ pass and or some GFIs. And I don't even think the GFIs can get you close enough. Because GFIs only get you to this line, which is still a short pass, because you need to be up above that line to be a quick pass. So no matter what, you're going to be throwing a 3+ pass back here, and I don't like that. Okay, other options. Blitz this guy. Cage here. There's a lot of space. There's no threat. If you blitz this goblin down, then you can go 1, again 2, we can get up to this 6 line at 10, and this 9 line here. So even if you don't knock him down, you can put the ball like right here. And then cage around it like this. With 1, 2, 3, 4 players pretty easily. So I like that, Kanuki. No, I just do super risky stuff. Nice. Other plan is 3, 2. So 3, 2 with dodge. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. GFI. Quick pass. So GFI quick pass. Alpha 3+2 plus dodges. So let's compare the two lines, right? The two passing lines. We had 2+ with dodge, 3+ pass, versus 3+, 2+ dodge, 2+ GFI, 2+ pass. So that's something that's possible. I still think the best play is literally just blitz this goblin and cage midfield. Because it's only a 2+ dodge then. But let's stop talking and see what happens. Thanks, purple chest. Oh, we do the 3+, 2+. And we're handing off. That's also fine, I guess. It gets us a further cage up foiled, but we didn't need it. And then you're blitzing this guy. Again, it's not terrible. Not a terrible play. We're in a good spot here. Right, so like let's look at where we're at currently. So we have a cage here. It's a nice X cage. Everyone's favorite. Got a little front support here. Not too much. This guy's kind of tying people up. This guy's ready to get anywhere he needs to next turn because he's fast. So good spot here. Enemy, if they want to stop this from doing anything, probably has to screen like this. Try and get into like this region. I don't think they can attack the ball. Could maybe blitz here. Attack the ball this side. It requires getting rid of this guy though, and that's not easy. The sidestep here is going to be super hard to deal with. So this guy's really like holding down this formation here to stop this blitz from it being a thing. I like this placement. It mostly makes this guy force a dodge and gets the troll back into play. And we try to find a POW. It takes 2 tries. It also takes our most important player to do it. Keeps blitzing blodge steppers, keeps finding POWs. Which I guess is a thing. Every effing time, you know? Okay, so what do we got here? How fast are we? This is the important part. Can we set up, say, like... here, here, here? Ball? Like, can we, like, the first thing I want to, like, ask myself if I'm in this position is, can I get behind him with a cage? And let's count. So this is, in order to get back there, you have to do this blitz. So 1, 2, 3, 4, don't follow. 5, 6, 7. Okay. So he can get to that corner. Or he can get into, like, here and be the ball carrier, right? Unfortunately, it requires you to POW this guy. So it requires us to POW him. Then you'd be left with this guy going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 5 to here. And that's a pretty good screen spot. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can screen here. This guy can get to here and hand off. And I'm gonna just stop drawing in the same spot. But I think you might be able to get, like, here, 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 ball. If you POW the first hit with the 2 dice. So if POW can get a screen like this, where a player's here, a player's here, a player's here, and the ball's here. And I think that's a relatively strong screen. Other options. So other options I like are taking advantage of this guy. So this option is go to this space of the field, right? So your blitz is here. And then you just shift the whole cage over like this. How far can these players get? So this guy is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can get to here. This guy's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can get to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's gonna be somewhere down here. Then this guy is gonna be somewhere up here. This guy can be in here holding the ball. So that's a reasonable spot to go to. And it's a pretty safe spot in the pitch. So those are kind of your two options. You'll get behind or in here. Okay, so we're going for the try to blitz through and score on this guy this turn. So this guy requires 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 2 plus dodge. 2 plus 2 plus in GFIs. So 3 2 pluses to score after a 2 plus catch. Not terrible. Not the worst odds in the world. I'd like to make this hit first. And I think he sees that. Because if it fails and the ball is like on the floor here. Or up here. If you fail in either of those two spots, then you want the scoring threat killed first. Though the problem is that, say, the ball falls on the floor here. He picks it up with Agi. Somehow gets it to this goblin without passing. So it's more of a problem if you fail the dodge than if you fail the GFIs. But he could, like, pick it up with this guy. Hand it off to the Agi. No, that doesn't work either. Whatever. My point is that he could get it to this goblin and then throw teammate it down the field. And that's a problem, right? If you fail the first dodge. So definitely getting rid of this lineman is a good idea. I would have done it before handing off, actually. Oh, we just run away. Yeah. No, that's perfectly reasonable, Kanuki. This is kind of like what I said, like you get to the middle. I think you could have been a little bit more aggressive and had him with the ball like up here. Relatively safe, but like this isn't bad. There's still 4 more turns left. I mean 3 more turns left. And of course my play required blitzing into the middle, so you blitz to try and open up the score first, but you got pushes. I don't think pushes or POW does changes or anything, so I think you just backed out of it. But that's fine too. Oh yeah, going for the damage. That's what we like to see. That's the wrong foul. Would it have killed him? No, it wouldn't have changed anything. But the correct foul was with the base guy here. Yeah, just 1 extra assist. He got double 6 anyways. Yeah, I mean, I think that's true, Purple Chest, in general. But with the scoreline, there's actually no need to score. So yes, like for development, I would want to be in the midfield with the ball. But for the scoreline, it's 1-0 already, so it doesn't actually care. For development, I'd like to be up there. But okay, so now this isn't really easy because we've got this problem here that a lot of coaches problem. And I'm going to call this the foul problem. That foul problem is that all these players are dead. They don't exist. This is a problem. They're all standing in the wrong spot. They need to be here. Protecting the field. Because guess what? This thing is so open. You blitz this guy. And then you have your whole team in his half of the field. Yes, you need to dodge here. Kinda sucks. You wish that this guy would have dodge. But he doesn't. So I think that's a problem. I think Kanuki's just gonna rocket it up this way, blitz this guy, and have everything good. Yeah, rats are fast, but they can't reach this, like, this side of the field completely. We're not gonna test a dodge. I don't mind this. Not blitzing this guy. You can deal with him in other ways. Oh, why did we dodge? Wait, you just took away a dodge and then dodged anyways. And it didn't even get him to a better position. Okay, I don't like that hit at all. I feel like this guy should have moved around and based up these two. It's diving tackle, blodge step. You would have really secured your game if you just locked these two guys out from moving. Other things that we're going to point out here, if I can get the... There we go. So other things we're going to point out here is... This is strength 4. So he's kind of protected from that. But this guy, for example, can come around here. And this guy can dodge in like this and blitz. So there's definitely still a chance for him to sack the ball here. Push it out into the crowd this way. Crowd the ball. Ball scatters this way to this corner. Then he throws a goblin. How can he throw a goblin? Not easily because you got diving tackle on here. So that is a good news, is that there's no throw goblin play. So let's erase throw goblin. But he can move both of these guys, motor it down this direction, and really threaten getting to the ball. Now, of course, you still have these guys to pick the ball up, even if it goes into a bad spot. But there's slight problems here with this positioning. I don't think it's going to really cost you in the end, but... There's chances. GFIs for the scoring threat. Doesn't stop it being a scoring threat. Dodge left, yep. He's now not moved this guy first. Gets the POW at least, though. Guess that's a little bit unlucky. Yeah, someone's seen the scoreline. So the thing is, he didn't go for the play, though. Like, he didn't try to make the only play he had to win, which is why you ended up winning. But this just isn't enough pressure to stop elves from scoring. That stunned thing is going to be annoying. Okay, so where are we going? So we're blitzing. Probably blitzing here. And then going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry. That's all back a square. So this is 7. This is 8. So you can get to here. Or I'm wrong and you just dodge and blitz this guy. That's also reasonable. Yeah, to draw. Yes. Draw, win. It's points, right? This is also reasonable. Blitz this guy. Come up to like here. Screen it off with this square, this square, this square. Don't even need this square. Pretty sure no one from this side can reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they can't reach someone on this side of the ball. This side of that line. Push was all that's necessary. I don't like keeping him on the tackle. I would have pushed him off the tackle and just kept a screen. This feels potato-y to me. Ooh, and that injury is even worse. Okay, let's see why this is bad here. Yeah, you shouldn't have pushed him there. You should have just made a screen. I don't think this hit was necessary either. Was the second GFI needed? No. If he was in this square, it'd be fine, too. Still stops this angle to be fine. So, things I would have liked this guy, one square to the right. I don't like being able to be pushed out of bounds. Or scattered out of bounds. And then this guy should be in this square here, instead of this square. And then you get to screen, like say here, here, and you have a screen. Right? And this guy definitely should just be up here. There's the rat scoring threat. Oh, that guy can't reach. Yeah, he had to be there. Never mind. Yeah, he needs to be by the edge to stay out of reach. I forgot I said that like literally a turn ago. Why? No. I need to draw this. You should be in that square. Don't take the wrestle. You have 3 scatters that are great that way. And no scatters that are bad like this one. Ugh, that's just a terrible pick. Terrible pick. Push him that way, please. Okay, side. Back to the game. Okay, play this way. What happens? Let's see. Pretty easy turn here for the offense. I'm not gonna lie. We got... let's go pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, assist. Blitz pushes him out, even on a push. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. GFI, GFI. It might not land in reach of the underworld. I think it, like, there's nowhere on the pitch where it's not in reach in 2 turns, though. And to be fair, this is more out of reach of the underworld than anywhere else on the pitch. In my opinion. Or you just dodge Kanuki? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I actually don't hate, like, stopping the, like, putting someone on the scoring threat, but you could have done that with the catcher. Dodge him to the end zone. That works too. And there you go. That was the offense. So made pretty easy by the fact that he didn't have to score. I think like a 2-turn right away would have probably avoided all of the messiness in the middle. And strength 5 Brandy, which is awesome. Like, I think just generic 2-turn offense would have worked really well in this drive. But I liked a lot of the choices he made after that. Like, just keep the ball back safe. Only near the end did it get dicey. Okay. So that was that one. I might do some more of these in a couple days or so. But that was 2 looks at some elf offenses. I've got a few more of my own that are perfect for kind of describing through. Especially the Amazon game. That was like an almost perfect first half. So we'll definitely go over a couple more of these. I love epicpen. I think the test went well. Hopefully everyone is going to have fun with the drawing being a thing. I'm going to try and do these like live in the playoffs with the drawing. It's going to be hard. But we'll see if we can get the drawings to work out in the playoffs. Maybe like pause a specific turn and we can catch up pretty fast. Yeah, right now, this kind of like what I'm trying to do here is A, give the Pro Elf channel a bunch of like talking about strategy and offense stuff. And B, trying to learn how to use epicpen to draw during games, because this is a cool new thing we can use in the playoffs, I think, and maybe we can get some use out of it. So I'm gonna do a couple more of these streams just for those 2 purposes. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed me just talking about strategy and offense and stuff. And if you guys have any requests for like a game to look at, I'll take those. Yeah, Counterfeit Cast in the our press Discord. Great tutorial on getting epicpen up and running. And yeah. So if you guys have any requests for specific games to look at, I have a few of my own I can look at, as well as take some requests and maybe do some more of these streams as time permits. Getting ready for the playoffs. Not the one where Sif dies. It's not even on offense. It's not even on offense. It was on defense. Maybe we'll talk about some defense at some point too. But starting with offense, just because I think you can like telestrate offense a little better than defense. But that's just me. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Let me go see if there's any streams to throw on. Doesn't look like it, so we're just gonna stop it at that, and I'll see everyone on my next game. I'm going to be playing Monday night against Rumblebee, so that's going to be when my game is. So until next time, I'll see everyone later.